Hello, welcome. Welcome. We have 13 people, 14 people. Hey guys, can everyone see me? Welcome to the live. It is day 3, guys. This is day 3 of our sewing adventure. 2 days ago, we started drawing a pattern for this beautiful little shift dress that's behind me. So this is the pattern that we drew, and then yesterday we started sewing it. So this is what we have so far. So yesterday I showed everyone how Noah, hello. Yesterday I showed everyone how to do a French seam. So we connected the front to the back side of the dress with a French seam, which is just this lovely little sewing trick that makes an encasement on the inside of your garment, so all of the raw edges are finished and professional, and it's just one of my favorite things. So this is what we have so far, and today we're going to finish attaching the straps, which I already put one side of the strap on just to save some time. So we're going to put the other strap on, we're going to hem the bottom of the dress, and then there's one other thing. Oh, we're going to connect it in the back. So let's just examine this little summer dress. This is exactly what we're making, just in a different fabric. So if you notice the front of this dress, hi Kifana, did I say your name right? Thank you for joining us again. So the front of the dress is one piece, and then the back of the dress, just ignore this bra. I put a bra on my mannequin. I don't know if that's normal, but I just felt like she needed one, so she has a bra on. But the back of the dress is two pieces, so there's a seam going down the middle, and then it has these cute little bows on the back, which is my favorite part. So that is what we're making. And originally this dress was inspired by a pattern that I bought from Common Stitch, which is an Australian-based pattern company, and they make really great dresses. So that was the prototype of this dress, and I actually made it in the same fabric as that one. But there's a few minor differences, like the neckline is really, really wide on this one as opposed to this one. And then I also changed the placement of the darts. So I ended up just, hi Margaret, I ended up just scratching this and drawing my own pattern for it, which I showed you how to do on Tuesday. So that's the plan. Is there anyone here that's been here all 3 days? Where are my 3-dayers at right now? We got someone from New York. Yeah, I got some really nice messages on Instagram from some of you, and you said that you guys are following along, that you've been learning a lot, so always sweet to hear. You missed yesterday, that's okay. You can catch up. Today is day 2. Okay, we got all kinds of people here today. Brazil? Wow, where else is everyone from? All right, who's ready to start? Let me think. We're gonna start with the straps. 3 days. We got a 3-dayer. Yeah, so this is the last day. We're gonna finish this dress today. So we're gonna start with the straps. And okay, so we have one long strap and one short strap, because if you look on this dress, I'm dropping things. I can't wait. 3 days. Hi from Greece. Wow. Pittsburgh. Awesome. Okay. So if you notice in the back, there's this little bow. So we have a short strap connected to the back of the dress, and then we have a longer strap connected to the front of the dress. So then they just tie in the back. So we're gonna have 2 straps to make and attach. Let me tie this. How's everyone's day going? Florida, we got someone from, let me turn my chat on. Michigan, nice. Wow, all over the place. Okay, I don't do well under pressure, if you guys haven't noticed. I can't even tie a bow when I have 47 people watching. Okay, so we have our short strap here. I already pinned one, but I'm gonna show you exactly how I did it with this one. And then we have our long strap. So, first things first, we're gonna head over to the ironing board. My bedroom is my filming studio and my sewing studio, so that's what we have to work with. Let me make sure my iron's on. If you were watching yesterday, you might have seen an absolute fiasco happen at the ironing board. First of all, this is a polyester blend fabric, and I did not realize that you don't need steam for polyester. So here I was steaming my polyester, and then my steam thing just like exploded all over my fabric. So that happened, but our nice viewers reminded me that I don't need steam for polyester, so learned something new. Okay, so we need to turn this strap into a thin strap. So how are we gonna do that? We're gonna fold it. So I'm gonna start, it's facing wrong side up right now. Linda, you get it, you understand. I actually made little marks on all of my pieces on the wrong side, just so I remember, because this fabric looks the same on the wrong and the right side, which makes things a little more challenging. So I'm gonna fold it down by 1/2 inch, and I'm just gonna press it. Something else I noticed about polyester is it takes so long to press. So I'm a big cotton and linen girl, and those iron so easily, but this dang polyester just takes a little while. So we're gonna just have some patience today. Bear with me. So I'm just folding it down by 1/2 inch. Side note, we are sewing everything today at 1/2 inch seam allowance. I feel like when I draw my own patterns, 1/2 inch is the easiest seam allowance to work with. It's just the easiest to add on to everything. It doesn't require much thinking and much math, which I'm a fan of. So we're just gonna do good old 1/2 inch today. Is anyone following along? Is anyone sewing this with me? Comment if you are also sewing this real time, because I would love to know. So I just have my piece wrong side up. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Kifana, I am so proud of you. She sent me a photo on Instagram and it looked absolutely beautiful. I'm so proud. Okay, good enough. I'm already getting warm. I told you my room is like 90 degrees in the summertime. It's getting hot. Okay, now something new is happening. So we're gonna fold the other side down by 1/2 inch. Can everyone see this? Should you come a little closer? Okay. So we are folding the other side down by 1/2 inch. And I'm just gonna press it. And this is something else we talked about yesterday, if you missed it, that pressing and ironing is a little bit different. So if you were ironing wrinkles, the technique would look more like this, you know? But when you're pressing, all you really have to do is press down, kind of just let it sit, and then lift up. And this actually helps your fabric not distort and stretch in weird ways. So if you're ever pressing seams that you just sewed, you'll want to use the pressing method and not the ironing method. Okay, this is the most time-consuming part of today's project, so thank you if you are being patient and waiting for this polyester to iron. This is actually like the softest fabric I've ever worked with, but I don't typically work with synthetic fabrics such as polyester, so it's a different ball game. It is a different experience, but it's going well so far besides the ironing part. Okay, we are almost there. Okay, now, here we go. We're almost done. Now we're gonna fold this strap in half. And I learned this in elementary school. It's hot dog style. Hot dog style or hamburger style. It helps every time. This is hot dog style. Let's back you up a little bit. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, here we go. We are folding it hot dog style in half and pressing it down. So now we're making this thin little strap. And actually this technique would be the same if you were making a waistband. So if I didn't mention before, I make YouTube videos teaching people how to do simple sewing projects, and I recently just made this like loungewear set. So it was just a top and some shorts, and the shorts had a waistband. And we actually used this same method to make the waistband. So feel free to go follow along on my YouTube channel. It's just, I just burned myself. It's just Jessica Shaw. And if you want to learn more sewing projects, then I would love for you to follow along. Okay, so I'm just pressing this down in half. Hot dog style. And what we're doing right now is making a binding. So we're gonna bind the neckline in just a minute, and the binding is also gonna turn into a strap. So I will show you what I mean in just a sec. But yeah, you will probably find yourself doing something very similar to this for necklines or for waistbands or even for like cuffs around shirts. You would probably be doing this foldy thing. Okay, looking good, looking good. So when we reach the end, we're actually gonna close off this end. So I'm gonna fold one side down by 1/2 inch. And then I'm gonna finish pressing it down. And I'll show you, if that doesn't make sense, I'll show you why we did that in a minute. So we are just folding this and pressing it. Let me get my pins real quick. That is about to burn. Okay. Sorry, we're getting there. Polyester is just troublesome. It's a little troublesome, guys. Okay. I'm just gonna put just a couple pins. No, I'm not pinning it. Wow. Okay. Today, my goal for today is to not make any mistakes, and I almost just made a mistake. So I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead, and I'm not gonna pin this. Okay, we're going back to the sewing machine. Things are happening. This room is not meant to be multifunctional like this. Okay, wow. It's getting hot in here. How's everyone doing? Are we keeping up? Okay, so I'm here. Thank you. Thank you for sticking with us. Okay, so what we just did here was we not only made a strap, but we made a binding. So let me show you what I mean. So if you look at this side that I did, let me lay it. Okay, this is what it would look like. Sewing. Okay, oh, Costa Rica, Brazil, Arizona, Romania. The straps can be crisscross. You know what? That would actually be really cute. And I was thinking about that today because if you look on our girl up here, the only thing, you can't see this, the only thing I don't love about this dress is what happens up here when the neckline turns into the straps, because it kind of bends a little bit. So if you can think of a better solution for that, then go ahead and do that. But if that's the worst thing, yep, you agree. So yeah, a crisscross back would probably solve that, and it would actually be really cute. This is lopsided. But I did not come here prepared for a crisscross strap, so we're just gonna do what we know, and we're gonna do a regular strap. But next time, we're gonna do a crisscross strap. This ain't looking cute anymore. Thank you for the suggestion. Okay, anyway, so as I was saying, if you look at the neckline of this dress, here's the neckline, strap, and then it goes down into the armpit and the back of the dress. So this is the part that we're gonna bind with what we just sewed right here. So let me show you how to do that. Let me do a little adjustment here. In the comments, let me know how long you've been sewing and if there are any sewing projects you're working on right now. I would love to know. Are you a beginner? Are you advanced? Can you just tie it crisscross in the back? Tie it crisscross. Oh, I wonder if that would work. Maybe we'll test that at the end. Amateur, same. That is a great idea. Maybe we'll try that. Okay, so this is the side that I have not bound yet with my little binding. So love the coffee cup. Wow, reading these comments is the happiest thing. Thank you. I found it in the closet. There was a lot of dust on it. Okay, so I have my binding here. We need to speed things up a little. I'm a beginner. I'm trying to learn from my mother. Wow, what are moms for? My grandma taught me how to sew, so they are great teachers. I'm gonna put a little weight down. Okay, so remember we closed one end of this. So the end that we did not close, which is this one, is the one that we're gonna line up right here with the center back. So this is the center back of the dress. And what I'm gonna do is open this binding up, and I'm just gonna put it around the top of this neckline. Or this isn't really a neckline, this is the back of the dress. So it's gonna be evenly, and it's gonna bind the raw edge of this top of the dress in this little binding. So that's great. Multifunctional, we love that. And I'm just gonna pin it. So I'm gonna do this all up this little back and armpit area. We're just gonna bind it in here. So I'm feeling like we have a lot of beginners watching, which makes me happy. I would also consider myself a beginner. I pressed all the way. What do you mean you pressed all the way? You pressed what all the way? But yeah, I've been sewing for like 4 years, but I would consider myself still a beginner because it's definitely, I'm more of a weekend sewer, if you know what I mean. It's just been a hobby, but I absolutely love teaching people how to sew. I left an opening. All I did was leave one end of the binding. So one end, I folded it down just so we can close this edge here. But for this side, I did not fold it down. Does that make sense? Okay, so we are just gonna keep pinning this. But yeah, what are you guys interested in learning? I would love to know. Are you wanting to sew like women's clothing? Do you want to sew pillows? What are you making? I prefer making dresses and skirts and pants and rompers. I think they're all fun. Okay, so we're just gonna keep pinning. Sometimes I get carried away and I just want to talk and talk on these lives, and then I look and we've been filming for quite a while. So don't worry, we're almost done. Can you see the top? The top. Yes, 1 sec. Okay. It might get a little tricky while you're pinning this binding around this little turn right here, because it goes from being straight to curvy. So just can you run through an adjustable binding foot? I believe so, but I definitely don't have one of those, so we're doing it this way. There's actually a few ways to sew on this binding, but I just found that this was the easiest way. So that's what we're doing, because I'm a fan of the easy way, if you know what I mean. Okay, so once I get past that neckline, we're just gonna start pinning the strap. I don't need to pin much because we already pressed it. And Kifana, yes, the top is folded down. So I folded it down by 1/2 inch, and then I folded the sides in by 1/2 inch. And then I folded it hot dog style. And all that did was conceal this raw edge here. And I didn't do it for this end because we're gonna end up sewing a seam here, which will conceal that raw edge. So, does that make sense? Attaching the binding, top of the dress. Oh, I started at the center back. Center back, and I'm going all the way down the neckline. So if you want to look on the mannequin, lots of movement, sorry. On the mannequin, that would be right there. So we're starting in the center back, we're going all the way around, all the way up the armpit, and then it turns into the strap. Do you get it? Does that make sense? Okay, this is pinned well enough. We're gonna go ahead and sew this now. Let me grab my sewing machine. There are no dumb questions in sewing, Kifana. Trust me, I've had the dumbest moments, and I'm like, it's just bound to happen, so. Okay, let me run through my settings real quick, just so you know. So first of all, I'm using a Singer Talent, which is my favorite machine ever. Also the only one I've ever used, but I'm a huge fan. I have it on straight stitch. My stitch length is always at 2.5. I rarely ever change it. The mannequin, my dress form, it's an adjustable dress form, and I think it was like $200. I left it in the box for like a month because I was like, I might return this, but then I decided I love it. So I think it's Dritz, D-R-I-T-Z. I would recommend the adjustable one. I don't know about you, but I change sizes like literally every 2 months. I'm like a big size fluctuator. Okay, so stitch length is always at 2.5. My width is at 0 because we're sewing a straight stitch. So the only time you would ever need to change this is if you were sewing, say, a zigzag stitch, because those are wide. But a straight stitch, it's at 0. My tension is between a 2 and a 3. I just tested it on a little scrap. It depends on your fabric, so you might want to change it if your seams aren't looking right. So lefty-loosey, righty-tighty if you ever want to change your tension. And that's about it. We're going to be sewing a simple straight stitch. And also, the last thing to note is to attach this binding, we're going to do an edge stitch. So if you're a beginner, you might be feeling overwhelmed by all the different, top stitch, edge stitch, basting stitch. There's all kinds of things to know, but they're not as hard as you might think. So an edge stitch is basically really close to the edge of something. So that is how we're going to connect this. And it's also a stitch that you can see. When you look at the garment, you can see it. So always make sure an edge stitch looks good. Same with a top stitch. It's on the top of a garment, like that's not one. Like, no, whatever. They're on the top of a garment, so make them look good. Okay, so to sew this on, we're gonna start at the center back. Make sure that is lined up. And we're gonna sew this at like 1/8 of an inch away from the edge of the binding. So let's go ahead and do that in Espanol. Oh, I don't speak Spanish. Are there subtitles on here? Can you set up subtitles? My grandma might help. Grandma, are you here? She speaks Portuguese, and I feel like it's similar enough. Maybe not. Probably not. Okay. Just making sure it's lined up perfectly. And we're gonna start sewing. And as always, I'm starting and ending with a back stitch, which is just this little switch here. The reverse stitch or the back stitch is the equivalent of tying a little knot. It just locks your seams in, so always start and end your straight stitches with a reverse stitch. So I'm gonna sew down by like 3 or 4 seams. I'm gonna reverse by 3 or 4 seams, and then I'm gonna keep sewing all the way down. And you're just gonna wanna make sure you're catching the garment itself and both sides of the binding when you're sewing this edge stitch. Looking good. Also, I'm sure you guys know this, but your sewing machine sews at different speeds. However much pressure you put down on the pedal, it'll either go super fast or it'll go super slow. So, do whatever you're comfortable with, but when doing precise jobs, you're gonna wanna go very slowly. Almost there. You guys following along? Are you staying with us? Uh-oh. We have it. We have a jam. It's okay. Don't panic. Do not panic, guys. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna clip that. We have a situation here. I'm gonna try that again. Okay, oh, we're good. I was really nervous for a minute. Oh my gosh. Lives are nerve-wracking, but technical difficulties on a live, the most nerve-wracking. Okay. Smooth sailing. I definitely forgot to backstitch. It's okay. I'll figure that out later. Okay, so once we get past that neckline, it's smooth sailing from here, and we're just gonna keep sewing all the way down this strap and close it at the end. So we're gonna go straight down and then just pivot. I'll show you how to pivot. Pivots are my favorite. What do you think of tacking with white thread? I think that's great. I almost never do that. I just love pins, but tacking works. That's just like a basting stitch, right? I don't actually know what tacking is. I'm assuming. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're coming up to our pivot point. This is a learning experience. Okay, so we're coming up, and this can apply to when you're adding pockets or going around any sort of corner, you're gonna need to pivot. So there's a little trick for pivoting, and I'll show you. Okay, so we're going down. So when we get to our point where we need to pivot, not there yet. Okay, now we're there. I'm gonna manually spin this wheel to where my needle is down. Make sure the needle's down before you pivot. There's people joining, hello. If anybody doesn't know, we're making a summer dress. It's a little lopsided because I just tied it, a little funny. Okay, so we're going around the strap, we're gonna pivot. So I'm gonna turn this wheel once to drop the needle down, and then we're gonna lift the presser foot up, which is this little thing here. Lift it up, we're gonna turn whichever way we're pivoting, drop the presser foot down, and then finish sewing. So always make sure the needle is down when you're pivoting, or else things will get very messed up. I'm gonna do a little back stitch. There we go. We did it. We did it. I really thought my machine was gonna take a dump on this live, but it didn't. So, you know, I was thinking about this morning. I bought this 4 years ago, and I have never had a problem with it, ever. Nothing bad has ever happened. I've never even had to change the light bulb in it, which I don't know how that light bulb is still going, but it's going, and that's good. So I'm always an advocate for Singer sewing machines, but just know that 4 years strong, I've never had a problem. Okay, look at this, guys. We just put on this strap. How's everyone doing? We aren't getting much comment action. Is this making sense? Are you guys bored? Okay, so Look at this. It is a real dress. This is a dress. Deb, thumbs up. This is a real dress. And I love the size of these straps. On the common stitch pattern, the straps were so thin, just little spaghetti straps. We didn't want to miss. Nice. Yeah, so these were little tiny spaghetti straps, and I just feel like these are a little more flattering. I just like thicker straps. So that's what we have so far. Now what? Now what? We are almost done with this dress. Edge stitch with straight stitch is just sewing close to the edge. Exactly. Usually it's like 1/8 of an inch away from the edge if you want to get technical. That's all it is. So, okay. Now it's mesmerizing. Thank you. Okay. Now we're gonna do the baby strap. So I am not gonna put you guys through the horror of watching me try to press this because that was horrible. So I already pressed it. I got you. So this strap started out being, 2.5 inches wide, just like the big ones. But I folded it, and on this one, we are gonna close both ends. So fold each end down by 1/2 inch and close it up. I'm gonna put a couple pins. So these are gonna be our little baby straps that go on the back of the dress. And all I'm gonna do is edge stitch these, just like I did to the long straps. I'm just gonna edge stitch and I'm gonna close both ends. So you're gonna pivot, go down, pivot, all that fun stuff. And then we'll have our little baby straps done. Back to the sewing machine. Did anyone answer what they're working on? I would love to know. Also, is there anything that you want to learn more of? Are there things that you're confused about? Because I would love to do more lives and focus on things that you guys want to learn more of. So let me know in the comments. Is my hair okay? Okay, so we're just gonna edge stitch. This will be real quick. Pivot, remember our pivot. You're making scrunchies. Danny, were you here every day? I feel like you're one of the faithful watchers. Baby bibs. Oh my gosh, that's cute. I don't know what the deal is. I'm not even married, but I think I have baby fever right now, and I just want to make baby clothes, and I don't even have a baby, so that is rough. Okay, we're edge stitching, 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. I know my bobbin is about to run out of thread in just a minute. Don't worry, I have family watching. I'm not having a baby. I'm not gonna do it. You're making baby PJs. That is so cute. Oh, wow, everyone's making baby clothes. Honestly, this would be the cutest dress for a baby. I would put my baby in this dress. I don't have a baby. We talked about that. Okay, here we go. We're pivoting. One more time. Pivot, and finish it off. Okay, looking good. This is a strap. We did it. I'm gonna do the other one. I should have done this beforehand. I'm sorry. One thing I'll mention though, if you guys want, which I'll do right now, if you want, if you see how these folds just don't come together in a cute way. So if you want, you can clip this little fold just to take away some of that like bulge, some of that like bulkiness that we just don't want. So I'm gonna clip the corners, and now it comes together in a cute way. So go ahead and clip if you want. Kids, Halloween, is Halloween even coming up? What month is it? I don't even know what month it is. July, August, September. Okay, it is coming up. Okay, I'm gonna sew this real fast and then we're moving on. I'm clipping this. Has anyone ever made clothes for their pet? I've never done that, but I feel like it'd be easy. That'd be a cute project. Oh, we're getting a question. What does it mean when my machine is making a slight clattering noise when I sew? Michelle, you might be right. The bobbin might be inserted incorrectly, which I'm about to change my bobbin in a minute. I know it's about to run out, so I'll show you a couple tips if you want to know. That is interesting. Maybe you have the wrong size bobbin for your machine also. Linda has made t-shirts for your dog. Cute. That is cute. Okay. I'm gonna sew this now. But yeah, check if your bobbin is the right size. You can Google your machine model and whatever and figure out what size you need. But I feel like mine's done that before and it's alarming. Do your seams look okay or do they look funky? Okay, having issues. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Baby yoga, can you make a costume? Maybe. Maybe. We'll talk. We'll talk. Baby Yoda, not yoga. Did you say yoga? If you are just now joining, we are making a dress and I'm finishing the straps right now. We're about to attach the back straps. We're pivoting. Love a good pivot. Okay, straps are done. We are moving right along. Okay, so I have my little baby straps and edge stitch. Okay, we just have like 2 steps left. We are going to now close the back of this dress and we're going to do another French seam just to keep it consistent with the rest of the dress. So I have my back piece here. This is the right side. This is the wrong side. And I'm going to put them wrong sides together, which is custom for French seams. A French seam is a great seam for light to medium weight fabrics, and it will conceal the raw edges and make every garment look really professional. It's also good for see-through fabrics. So if you're using like sheer, really light, thin fabrics, then French seams are a great option. Okay, so, nope, here we go. I have my pieces wrong sides together. My back, this is the center back, and we're just gonna sew one seam at 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And this really depends on whatever your total seam allowance is. So my total seam allowance is 1/2 inch, so 1/2 inch minus 1/4 is 1/4. So we're gonna sew the first seam, add a 1/4, and then the second seam, add a 1/4. I don't think that made sense, but if you're sewing at 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, you would sew your first seam at 1/4, and then your second seam at 3/8, because 1/4 plus 3/8 is 5/8. So you just got to do a little bit of math with French seams, but nothing too crazy. So I'm going to sew a seam wrong sides together at 1/4 of an inch, and this is our French seam. Just double checking, always double check. This is not a time to make mistakes. And I'm going to start with the top of my center back and go down the dress. All right, making sure my bobbin has thread. And a little pro tip, 1/4 of an inch is just the edge of your presser foot. So if you can't find it, it's because there's no number on there. It's just the edge of your presser foot, usually. That is done. This dress is really coming together. Okay, so now the next part to a French seam that is absolutely crucial, don't forget this. What is your stitch length? My stitch length is almost always at 2.5, and sorry, I'm feeling sweaty right now. 2.5 is a great length because it's wide enough to where you can rip out the seams easily if you make mistakes like me. Yeah, the only time you might want to shorten it is if you are going around like curves. Sometimes, I'm looking for my scissors, sometimes you need a shorter stitch length, but 2.5 is great. Okay, so the other part to a French seam, we need to trim this seam allowance down to 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to do that now. You don't want to skip this step. It's crucial. I almost just cut my hair right now. Okay, just trim it in half. And make sure that you don't accidentally cut, your actual garment. When you're doing this, just be very careful. So yeah, if you don't have an overlock machine or a serger, this is a really great seam to learn as a beginner because it does conceal raw edges so well. Another good one is a felled seam, which you see most often on, this kind of looks like one. You see it most often on denim. So my shorts definitely have a felled seam. But it's also really, really easy, and it's a great way to conceal your raw edges. and that will ultimately prolong the life of everything that you make because it won't fray and it won't come apart. So, French seam and a felled seam. You can also use a zigzag stitch in place of a serger, or you can just get yourself a serger. Singer has some great ones, I'm just saying. It will make your life so much easier. Okay, so our seam allowance is cut down to 1/8 of an inch. Now, to finish this French seam, I'm gonna cut this. Oh, okay. Make sure you don't have any scragglers, scraggler threads hanging off. To finish this French seam, you're gonna fold it right sides together. So, yeah, right sides together. This is the center back, and we're gonna do one more row of stitching at 1/4 of an inch. So remember, 1/4 plus 1/4 is 1/2, which was our total seam allowance. So you don't want to change the seam allowance up, or else your garment will end up either a little bit too small or a little bit too big, which you don't want. You know what? I'm gonna press this first. Always press your seams, guys. I'm gonna leave you there, so I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and pressed it to one side. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I found this so interesting when I learned this, that pressing your seams actually melds the thread to your fabric. So it will, all of your seams will be sitting flat and look really, really professional and good. Linda loves her serger. I would love a serger if I had one. I really need to get one. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna finish this off by sewing one more row of stitching at 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just gonna pin it real nice and make sure my seam is sitting flat. And this will give us accurate seam allowances and accurate everything. Always press your seams. That's something I used to skip a lot, and I always wondered why all of my things just didn't look as good as they could, and it's probably because I wasn't pressing. Okay. If anybody out there is using a Singer sewing machine, what model do you have? Which one do you have? I absolutely love the Singer Talent. I think it's one of the more basic ones, but it has every stitch that I've ever needed, which really the only stitch I ever use really is the straight stitch and sometimes the zigzag stitch and the buttonhole one. And that's pretty much it. I know when I first got my sewing machine, heavy duty. Ooh, look at you. Singer Simple, it's pink. Oh, I would get it because it was pink. Traditions, Singer Confidence, nice. Those are all great. But yeah, I was a little overwhelmed by all of these different stitches when I first started sewing, but really I only use like 4 of them. So I do a lot of very basic sewing. Okay, so we're gonna finish this off by sewing 1/4 of an inch. coming in hot. Okay, so that is done. Our back is done. Now we actually have like 1.5 things to do, and this will be completely done. Is that with the treadle pedal? Are you asking me, Michelle? I don't know what a treadle pedal is. Older Singer machine. I'm telling you, these things are built well, because I thought for sure I would need to get something repaired, or I don't know, something. I would definitely press this. I'm not going to right now because we are running out of time, but press that seam, and we got our French seam looking beautiful, looking beautiful. So now we are going to hem the bottom of this dress, which is exciting. So I'm going to be doing a very basic hem, which you can use for so many different things. As a beginner, this is the best hem to know, and it's just the double fold hem. That fabric is gorgeous. Guys, if you could feel this fabric, it is the softest thing I've ever felt. It's beautiful. I think it's a polyester rayon blend, which I usually hate rayon, but I love this fabric. Okay, so we're going to be doing a double fold hem. And it's so easy. It is so easy. Let's go to the iron. But yeah, you can use this hem on dresses, on pants, on skirts, you can even use it to hem shirts. It is such a good hem to know. And all you do is fold it twice. That's why it's called a double fold. So whatever hem allowance you left yourself when cutting the pattern, I left myself 1 inch. You're gonna just divide that by 2. So 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna fold it up by 1/2 inch on the wrong side. My wrong side is facing up. And I'm gonna press it. This is gonna really, really help the hemming process. So if you don't like pressing, you should start to like pressing because it's really a game changer. So we're just pressing this up by 1/2 inch. And this hem works really, really well for light to medium weight fabrics. It does add just like a tiny bit of bulkiness that maybe other hems wouldn't add. So if you're using a really thick fabric, I wouldn't recommend this hem. It will still work, but it just might be a little too bulky. So I'm just folding it up, pressing it down. Another thing, if you notice that your hems are coming out really wavy and just like not lining up right, it's probably because you didn't cut it at a 90-degree angle. So that is just so important when you're hemming, when you're cutting your pattern. Always be cutting things at a 90-degree angle. It will make everything lay. What will it do? It's just a good thing. It'll make everything even. Brazil. Okay, so we are just pressing this up. Since we did a French seam, it adds a little bit extra bulk towards, on the side seams, but it's not bad, especially because this is such a light fabric. And for this dress, I would recommend cotton, like lighter cotton, maybe linen. If you haven't noticed, I am such a not precise measurer. I really eyeball things, like I'm eyeballing that this is 1/2 inch. But if you want to be very exact, then go ahead and measure your hem. But I feel pretty confident that this is 1/2 inch. I'm really sad that this is our last day together, guys. If we do a future live, what kind of thing would you like to see? I would like to make clothing for myself. Maybe a nice dress, maybe a jumpsuit. I also really want to work on like this cute little wrap skirt. I feel like that would be a fun live to do. What kinds of things would you guys like to see? Okay, so once I folded it up, I'm gonna fold it again by 1/2 inch. And I'm gonna press it again. Paper bag skirt. Wait, what is what is a paper bag skirt? Is that where it kind of like ruffles at the top? I think I've seen paper bag shorts, and those are really, really cute. Those are definitely in style. But yeah, a wrap skirt would be cute. A jumper, a jumpsuit, that would be fun. So like pants, not shorts. I guess that would be a romper. So I'm just pressing this all around, and this will give us our 1-inch hem. A blue velvet cocktail skirt. What is that? I don't really know what that is. Is that a movie, Blue Velvet? Or do you actually want it to be blue velvet? Sounds luxurious. But a cocktail skirt would be cute. Okay, we are just pressing, pressing, pressing. We're almost done. Kifana, how are you doing? Are you following along? Did I lose you? So fun watching you work. Wow, I was literally just thinking, I feel so bad. They're just watching me iron this dress. LOL. Uh-oh. Did I lose you? Hey, the good thing is this video will be live forever. So, or not live, it'll be up on their channel. So you can go back and watch it. Things are getting wonky right here. Yeah, you can go back and watch it if you're confused. Okay. I love to iron. I also love to iron. I don't know. Maybe I don't. I always get really hot when I'm ironing and I burn myself a lot, but steam or no steam today. That is a sensitive subject, guys. I was traumatized after yesterday. That was horrible. And no steam, and I Googled it. No steam. Yeah, I Googled it, and they have really great like ironing charts online. So you just look up your specific kind of fabric and they'll tell you what settings and like what heat to put it on. Rompers would be cute. I always love a good romper. This is a good time to tell you guys, on my YouTube channel, Jessica Shaw, I made a romper recently. So go check it out if you want. Okay, I think we're done. I think we're done. We're done. Okay. We're going back. We're gonna get this dress hemmed. I love this comment section. I really do feel like we're all just friends at this point. Oh my gosh, my room is so hot. Okay, so now we got our hem ironed. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can put some pins in. I'm just going to put a couple pins just so I don't mess up at all. And then we can go ahead and sew this. Let's do the order. So let's do the order. My issue with, okay, wait. My issue with hemming is keeping my line straight when I'm sewing. I find that I have to go super slow. Yeah, no, I agree. It is hard, and that's why it comes back to 90-degree angles. Or do you mean your sewing line? Like you're sewing, like your seams are like, I don't know. Hemming can be hard, but if you have something that's cut at a 90-degree angle, it is so much easier. It's so much easier, so much more accurate. Uh-oh, we have Kifana, are you having issues? Let's do the order. Long straps, back. Yeah, so you'll want to do the long straps, put that on, and then close the back, and then hem it, or put the short straps on, either one. Really hem it last and put the short straps on last, because you'll want to close the back after putting the binding on, but before hemming it, if that makes sense. Figuring out the order of sewing is literally like a puzzle. Like I will have to draw it out sometimes because I can't comprehend what order it all needs to be sewn in. So you just need to figure out, you know, what needs to be sewn in first priority and go from there. The beauty is ironing. The beauty is ironing. You're right. I just stabbed myself. Okay, we got it pinned. Super accurate. So I have my double fold hem pinned, and now we are just gonna sew it. And we are really drawing near to the end here. You guys have been staying strong. So as a beginner, let me just give you a tip real quick. As a beginner, you should probably sew things on the wrong side when you're hemming, just so you can see exactly where your seam is going. But as you get more advanced, you should start to sew your hems on the right side, because actually the thread that comes from the top looks nicer than the thread that comes from the bobbin. So if you want the outside of your dress to look the nicest, then hem it with the right side facing up, if that makes sense. I'm gonna do it with the wrong side just so we all feel like beginners. Okay, so I'm just gonna hem it a ½ away, a ½ seam allowance. Can you all see what I'm doing? How's everyone doing? We're halfway done with the hem. The good thing about a double fold hem also is if you ever want to add more length to the dress, we still have like an inch here. So in the future, if you're ever like, wow, I just cut that, or that dress is way too short, then you can always rip that seam out and shorten your hem. So that's a plus. We're almost there. I don't know how my bobbin hasn't ran out of thread. This is a miracle. Okay, we got our dress hemmed. And I still have thread in the bobbin. This is a literal dress. We just made a dress. Someone just left a comment. Ciao from Italy, my name is Deborah. Could you do a blind hem? Yes. Seam, yeah, blind hem. I don't usually use a blind hem. I usually just do a double fold hem, but totally, blind hems look really, really great. Seam rippers are gold. They are, I'm telling you, I literally have one by my side all the time because I make at least 10 mistakes every single time. Okay, what a happy day. Guys, this dress is a dress and we just have one thing left to do, and I promise you it'll take 2 minutes. We just need to attach these straps to the back. So, get a measuring device. And I'm going to attach these straps 3 inches away from the center back. I think for this dress I did 4 inches, but I actually want to bring it in a little bit. Let me measure. Yeah, so we're going to do 3 inches for this dress. So I'm just going to lay my center back out, and I'm going to do this on the wrong side. And I'm going to use my tailor's chalk, another handy thing to have, and just make a little dot at 3 inches. There we go. So we're going to put our straps here and here. And I'm literally just going to stick them on here. Right there. And all I'm going to do is sew a little tiny X right there. And I'm doing an X because it's strong and it's secure and it'll help hold your strap on, which we need that. I'm going to put a pin there. I'm actually really excited to try to tie this diagonally. Whose idea was that? Whoever had that idea is a genius, because I would have never, ever thought of that. Okay, so I'm just going to take it to the sewing machine and put 2 little X's right there. And I'm just using a regular straight kifana. Girl, you are smart. You are smart. Okay, I'm just using a regular straight stitch to sew my little X's. And then this dress will be done. Whoever's been following along this whole time, we are running out of time. So I'm just gonna put it at a diagonal angle and sew a little X. And back stitch. Now I will cut that, start a new stitch. Can you see this? Your sewing machine sounds like it's just struggling a little bit. It's just because it's going over like multiple layers, because it's really bulky right here in the back. So it's doing its job. It's just trying to go through like 5 layers of fabric. I really need help setting up a singer serenade. What do you need help with? Like threading it? Settings? What do you need help with? I don't know what the serenade is, but is it similar to this? Okay. I'm gonna actually flip this around. Oh. flipping this. I'm thinking about the way the tie is gonna lay. Okay, cool. Threading it. I just can't grasp it. Okay, stick around at the end. I'll show you real quick how to thread. It's so easy. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little diagonal X. All right. Oh my gosh, it is a Christmas miracle, guys. My bobbin just ran out of thread as I finished. That has never happened. Wow, what a day. This just became the best day of my life. That was luck. That was luck. Okay, so we got our little X's. I'm gonna show you the one that looks better. It looks okay. It's not the best. I'm working quick. We got our little X. It'll work. Okay, and now we have our straps. Yes, Christmas. I'll give the automatic threader. Okay, cool. So, guys, we're done. We did it. Let me show you what it looks like. Should I put it on the dress form? Does anyone want to see me put it on the dress form and try to tie it diagonally, or are you guys done? Let me know. Let me know. But this is it. Try it on. Not on myself, but so it looks amazing. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so there's the front and the back. Can you try on? I'm not putting it on myself, but I will put it on the dress form. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Let's see it on the form. Okay, give me a minute. You know what would be really bad is if it didn't fit. I would cry. Where did the bra go? I think it's gone. Dress forms are not easy to get things on and off. I don't know why. Maybe we should talk. Okay, okay. Wow, people are making friends in the chat. It's not easy to dress these. It's really not. It's really not. This feels like we're exposing her. Okay, she still has her bra. Should we leave the bra on? I feel like it just completes the look. We're leaving the bra on. I feel like we're just girls here, right? We can talk about this. Okay, maybe there are not just girls here. Who's here that's not a girl? I would love to know. And I'm so happy that you are learning how to sew. Okay. I'm not good at dressing children. Jessica is so fab. Aw, thank you, thank you. Honestly, yes. Denise, yes. I have walked into my room like scared a few times because I think there's someone in my room. Okay, it's fine. This is gonna fit, don't panic. We're just trying to get it over the shoulders. This girl has some serious shoulders. Okay, I promise you this would fit me. This is why we were not gonna put this on a live, because this is struggling. Okay, I took her bra off. I feel like that'll help. This looks so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, turning her around. Can everyone see her? Let's show you her full. She's going commando. She really is. Okay, so yeah, typically I would tie it like this. Maybe I'll try both. Yeah, I would definitely recommend getting a dress form if you're thinking about it. She doesn't need a bra with that dress. I mean, true, but I just feel like she just looks more flattering with the bra on, but whatever. Okay, I'll show you both ways. It's stunning. Beautiful, great job. Thank you. Okay, so this is the back. Let's all admire. Let's admire. And the front. What a cute. I cannot wait to put this on myself. It's cute. Yeah, the only thing I would change is this situation going on right here, which let's see if it's fixed if we tie it diagonally. But look at this. And we have our cute little bust darts right here on the sides. Very nice job. It's so soft. I cannot wait to put this on. This would be a cute little date night dress, a nice summer dress. You could dress it up, you could dress it down. Okay, so I'm gonna try tying it diagonally. This one's for Kifana. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be cute. It would also be lovely with a white top underneath. That's a good idea. Or maybe like a little turtleneck in the winter. That would be cute. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Look at this. I'm so excited. Okay. Kifana, you need to be a fashion designer. You need to take my job. You should be teaching this class. Yes, yes. This is what we needed. Okay. This is so cute. Oh my gosh, it looks better with, it does look better with the crisscross. You're right. Okay, they're a little close. So maybe if you choose to do the crisscross, maybe put the straps a little more spread apart. But, oh my gosh, this looks so cute. I feel like it does lay more flat. Either way, it looks way cuter crisscross. This is so cute. So yeah, if you want to make this dress crisscross, then probably put the straps like, I might just seam rip them later and re-sew it on, but yeah, this looks cute. That's what it needed. That's what it needed. Okay, guys. Perfection. Okay, I think we're done here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I can't thank you enough. I really do feel like we're friends at this point. I would love if you guys follow me on Instagram. We can keep talking about sewing projects, and if you want to find my YouTube channel, Jessica Shaw, and I'll be posting more tutorials soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hello. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll probably be doing more live soon, so be sure you're following Singer Sewing and look out for more. Bye from Ireland. Oh my gosh, you guys are great. Aww. Emily, thank you. Kifana, you saved the day. Owana. Okay, guys. Wow, people really did make friends in the comments. Nina, thank you so much for watching. Glenn. Okay, I'm ending it now. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Follow Singer Sewing. Go buy yourself a singer. Bye, guys. Jessica Shaw. Yes. Okay, bye.